Your engine has hundreds of metal parts moving thousands of times per minute, generating intense heat and friction. Without oil, your engine would literally destroy itself in less than 15 minutes. Today, we're going to explore everything you need to know about engine oil, what it does, why it's critical to change it regularly, how to properly top it up, and which viscosity is right for your car. By the end of this video, you'll understand why oil is truly the lifeblood of your engine. Let's start with what oil actually does inside your engine. Most people think oil just lubricates, but it actually performs 4 critical jobs simultaneously. First, and most obviously, lubrication. Inside your engine, pistons are racing up and down cylinders, the crankshaft is spinning, valves are opening and closing, and the camshaft is rotating, all of this happening thousands of times, every single minute. Without oil creating a thin protective film between these metal surfaces, they would grind against each other, generating extreme heat and wearing down almost immediately. Oil keeps these parts separated by just a few micrometers, allowing them to move smoothly without direct contact. But oil doesn't just lubricate, it's also a critical part of your engine's cooling system. While your radiator and coolant handle most of the cooling, oil plays a vital role too. As it circulates through the engine, it carries heat away from the hottest areas, particularly around the combustion chamber and the pistons. In fact, oil can reduce engine component temperatures by as much as 40 degrees Celsius. This is especially important for parts that the coolant system can't reach directly. The third job oil performs is cleaning. Every time your engine runs, it produces tiny particles of metal from normal wear, carbon deposits from combustion, and other contaminants. Oil acts like a liquid vacuum cleaner, picking up these particles and holding them in suspension as it circulates. These contaminants eventually get trapped in your oil filter, preventing them from causing damage. Without this cleaning action, your engine would develop sludge buildup, which clogs passages and prevents proper lubrication. Finally, oil provides sealing and protection. It creates a seal between the piston rings and cylinder walls, which is crucial for maintaining compression and preventing combustion gases from leaking into the crankcase. Oil also forms a protective barrier on metal surfaces, preventing corrosion and rust from forming, especially important when your car sits unused. It even neutralizes acids that form as byproducts of combustion. Now that you understand what oil does, let's talk about why you need to change it regularly, and why at least once a year is the absolute minimum. As oil circulates through your engine, it's constantly being subjected to extreme conditions. High temperatures cause the oil molecules to break down over time. The additives in the oil, things like detergents, anti-wear agents, and corrosion inhibitors, get depleted as they do their job. The oil accumulates more and more contaminants, dirt, metal particles, carbon, and moisture. All of this means that oil doesn't last forever. Even if you don't drive much, oil still degrades over time. Moisture can accumulate in your oil from condensation, especially during short trips where the engine doesn't get hot enough to evaporate it. The additives break down regardless of whether you're driving or not. This is why most manufacturers recommend changing your oil based on both time and mileage, typically every 6 to 12 months or every 5,000 to 10,000 miles, whichever comes first. What happens if you neglect oil changes? The consequences can be severe and expensive. As oil loses its effectiveness, engine wear accelerates dramatically. Parts that should last hundreds of thousands of miles can fail prematurely. Your fuel efficiency drops because increased friction means your engine has to work harder. The engine runs hotter, which accelerates wear even further. In extreme cases, old degraded oil can turn into sludge that blocks oil passages, leading to oil starvation and catastrophic engine failure. We're talking about repair bills ranging from $3,000 to over $10,000, or even requiring a complete engine replacement. Compare that to the cost of regular oil changes, usually between $30 and $80, and you can see why this is the most important maintenance you can do. Now let's talk about checking and topping up your oil between changes. This is something every driver should know how to do. You should check your oil level at least once a month. The best time to check is when the engine is cold, or after it's been sitting for at least 5 to 10 minutes if you've been driving. Make sure your car is parked on level ground, otherwise you'll get an inaccurate reading. Here's the proper procedure. Open your hood and locate the dipstick. It usually has a brightly colored handle. Pull it out completely and wipe it clean with a paper towel or rag. This removes any oil that splashed up on it. Now reinsert the dipstick fully, push it all the way in. Pull it out again and look at the end. You'll see two marks, usually labeled min and max, or there might be a cross-hatched area. Your oil level should be between these marks, ideally near the top. If it's at or below the MIN mark, you need to add oil. When topping up, there are several critical things to watch out for. First, always use the correct type of oil. Check your owner's manual to find out what specification your engine requires. Using the wrong oil can cause serious problems. Second, never overfill your oil. Add oil slowly, about half a quart at a time, then wait a minute for it to settle and check again. Overfilling can cause the crankshaft to whip the oil into foam, which doesn't lubricate properly. It can also create excessive pressure that damages seals and gaskets. Third, if you need to mix oils in an emergency, it's generally okay to mix the same viscosity or similar viscosities, like adding 5W30 to existing 5W30, or even 10W40 to 5W30 temporarily. However, don't make this a regular practice. And finally, if you find yourself frequently adding oil, like more than once between oil changes, you have a problem. Your engine is either burning oil or leaking it, and you should get it checked by a mechanic. Remember, topping up oil is not a substitute for changing it. Even if your level stays perfect, the oil is still aging and accumulating contaminants. You still need regular oil changes on schedule. Let's move on to viscosity, which is probably the most confusing aspect of engine oil for most people. Viscosity simply means thickness, or how easily the oil flows. You've seen those numbers on oil bottles: 5W-30, 10W-40, 0W-20. What do they mean? It's actually simpler than it looks. The first number with the W, which stands for winter, indicates how the oil flows at cold temperatures. The lower this number, the better the oil flows when it's cold. The second number indicates how thick the oil stays at high temperatures, specifically at 100 degrees Celsius. A higher number means thicker oil at operating temperature. So when you see 5W30, it means this oil flows well at cold temperatures, rated at 5W, and maintains a viscosity rating of 30 at high temperatures. Modern multi-grade oils like this are designed to work across a wide temperature range, flowing easily during cold starts but still protecting your engine when it's hot. Common viscosities you'll encounter include 5W20 and 5W30, which are used in most modern engines and provide good fuel economy and cold weather performance. You'll see 10W30 and 10W40 in some older vehicles and in moderate climates. Newer cars might specify 0W20, which offers maximum fuel efficiency and excellent cold weather starting. High mileage older engines, especially in hot climates, might use 20W50, which is thicker and helps maintain oil pressure in worn engines. So which viscosity is best for your car? Here's the most important thing I can tell you. Always follow your manufacturer's recommendation. You'll find this in your owner's manual and often on a sticker under your hood. Your engine was designed and tested with a specific oil viscosity in mind. The tolerances between moving parts, the oil pump capacity, everything was engineered around that specification. Using a significantly different viscosity can cause problems. Too thin, and you might not have adequate protection at high temperatures. Too thick, and the oil might not flow properly when cold, causing wear during startup, and you might lose fuel economy. That said, climate does matter. If you live in an extremely cold area, you might benefit from choosing the lower end of what your manufacturer recommends, like 0W-30 instead of 5W-30 if both are approved. In very hot climates, or if your car has high mileage, your mechanic might recommend going slightly thicker, but only within the range your manufacturer allows. For cars with over 75,000 miles, high mileage oil formulations are available in the correct viscosity. These contain additives that help condition seals and reduce oil consumption. To wrap everything up, remember that oil performs 4 essential functions. It lubricates moving parts, cools your engine, cleans away contaminants, and seals and protects against corrosion. Change your oil at least once a year, even if you haven't driven much, because oil degrades over time regardless of mileage. Check your oil level monthly, and when topping up, use the correct type, never overfill, and investigate if you're constantly adding oil. Finally, always use the viscosity recommended in your owner's manual, as your engine was specifically designed for it. Proper oil maintenance is honestly the cheapest insurance policy you can buy for your car. Spending a few dollars on regular oil changes can save you thousands in repairs down the road, so do yourself a favor. Go check your oil level right now, and if you can't remember when you last changed it, schedule an oil change today. Your engine will thank you with years of reliable service.